Another thing I'd love to ask you about is just, you've had a long career, right, in sports, in business. You know, you run Submission Underground, you have Bad Guy Inc., you're a ESPN commentator, is that correct?
Yep.
As well. What are some of the biggest challenges you've run into over the years in business, and what were the ways that you overcame those challenges?
Well,
or
I
even
will tell you
grew
right
through
out of the
them?
gate, I did not know that adults lied to other adults. I thought that was kid stuff. I didn't know adults teased adults, by example. I just remember growing up, whether it was my aunt or uncle or teachers or coaches, but anybody who was an adult that would always be yelling at somebody for lying or doing something dishonest or even being mean. It was always kids. And so the day I graduated high school, I thought I had left all that behind me. And I went right into the car business. Now, the car business was the dirtiest business I've been in, and I'm in the fight business. You know how dirty I could not believe the way that adults would hustle and lie and tease and manipulate others. I just thought it was something that kids do. And I grew up in a small town, country, a couple of horses in the yard, this type deal. And a man's word was everything. I mean, you lie to him, you get hung over that. You keep your word on a handshake, nothing written down. I didn't know this. And I ended up partners with a guy on a pizza restaurant of all things, right? All I know about pizza is that I like to eat it, but I was the money guy and he was going to run it. And this guy did every bad, whether you're calling it embezzling or stealing, or, I mean, this guy was just bad people. And I did not know they existed. And I remember the disappointment I had. And even when I had to sit down with him and explain to him, I'm going this way and you're going that way, and should you follow, I'm going to have you arrested. I mean, it wasn't a great talk. But he was so confused. He didn't understand. And he didn't deny stealing. He didn't deny embezzling. He was just so surprised of my reaction when I caught him that, you know, in my life, I'd never seen anything like this. In his life, it was the only thing he knew.
Wow.
And he was very open in explaining this to me. And it did make me a lot more cautious. It makes me get lawyers and sit down and do contracts, but I don't prefer to work that way. I would prefer to be able to call somebody, yes, good deal or bad deal. I've made good deals, I've made bad deals, but I will honor it. But I expect the other guy too. And that's one of the bigger lessons as far as adapting, and the times change and you've got different technologies, things like this. I embrace that stuff. I think that it's very fun. I realize that the basic rule of evolution, you either evolve or you become extinct. I don't want to become extinct. I like to learn new things. Every single day I start my day, I have a shower, pour a coffee, and read a book every day. But I want to learn. I want to learn something new. It's hard. It gets harder and harder when you get out of college, you get out of school to force yourself to learn something new. But I like to learn new things. So I'm kind of forgot what your question was, but I think I answered it. I think you're asking me, what changes have I had to go through? And that's a couple of them.
Right. Learning, evolving, adapting, realizing that I've said this a long time ago, for a long time, that adults are kids with bills. But yeah, remembering to work with people who really embody my word is law.
Yep.
And that's something I focus on every day as well.
It's a big deal, man. And you largely do meet those, like, say, at our gym. I mean, I don't know if there's a dishonest guy in that gym. I haven't met him. It seems like there's something about jiu-jitsu guys, about blue collar guys that have like minds and like goals. I mean, we got teammates, Andrew, that you and I wouldn't even know their names. There's just too many. We don't ever lock our stuff up in the lockers or things like that. And you know what? I've never heard of anybody going through somebody else's locker. I mean, just a small example, but they don't go rummage through our parking lots. You just don't treat people that way. And we have a good team, though. Fabiano Schurner has a team and a family environment. I would just encourage other coaches and other teachers to take that same thing. We're not in the world's best part of town, and we're not always the nicest people, by the way, but we still do things honest. We still do things right. We still show respect to our teammate, to his belongings. We're trusting each other with some of our most valuable parts, meaning our body. But the teammate doesn't snap it if you don't tap on time. He doesn't put you to sleep if you don't choke on time. We operate in a sport that is largely based around trust. Can you trust the person you're going with? And if that answer was ever no, Andrew, we'd run that guy out. Can't have people like that.
That's what I was just going to say. In all the years in our team, I've never heard of one instance of someone getting stuff stolen out of their locker. But we have had a few instances of guys being out of integrity, and those guys were filtered out real quick. right? Because we have to keep the integrity of the space, of the team, and you just can't have that. So yeah, hold that in high value in our team for sure.
Yeah. No, hey, it's one of the beautiful things of having a team. If you don't have that, if you don't have the camaraderie and trust, you don't have a team. You can put whatever you want on the wall. You can all wear matching t-shirts. You don't have a team unless you have trust. It's the one thing that I really appreciate, about this sport. I've been surrounded with other wonderful things, but maybe not since school. When I left school, now it's kind of elective. What group are you going to go with? Who are you going to spend your time with? What like-minded people are you going to associate with? Didn't used to be a choice for me. The teachers that put you here, the parents put you here, but after education, it now is on your own, and it's very important that you choose the right people.
Hey, thanks for watching this interview. I hope you feel uplifted and inspired by what was shared. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel to make sure that you see all the other awesome videos that we have coming up.